The doors are open. See how the products around you are really made. 2 black cookies, a layer of white cream, and a design recognized almost everywhere.
But behind this simple cookie is a massive industrial system producing millions every single day. The perfect color, cream thickness, and satisfying twist are not created by accident. So how does a factory create billions of identical cookies while keeping the same experience?
The answer begins long before the cookie reaches supermarket shelves.
Chapter 1 asks how a simple sandwich cookie became a global icon.
Oreo was introduced in 1912 and later became one of the world's most recognizable cookies.
Today, Oreo belongs to a global snack company producing products around the world. But the real challenge is not only the recipe, it is consistency.
Every ingredient must behave exactly the same before production begins.
A cookie made by hand can vary. A factory making millions cannot. Small changes in ingredients can completely change the final cookie.
Chapter 2 begins with the first ingredient most people never think about: flour.
Large quantities of flour arrive before the cookie-making process even begins. Subscribe, ring the bell, and stay with us for every new factory reveal.
Before entering production, the flour must pass quality checks.
Too much moisture can change baking. Too little can create a fragile cookie. Moisture, protein, and texture all influence how the final cookie behaves. Along with flour, the factory combines cocoa, sugar, oils, and other controlled ingredients.
Along with flour, the factory combines cocoa, sugar, oils, and other controlled ingredients.
Each ingredient has a specific job inside the final cookie.
But one ingredient creates the feature people notice immediately.
Chapter 3 asks why Oreo cookies are darker than ordinary chocolate biscuits.
The answer begins with cocoa processing.
Cocoa beans travel through several stages before becoming the ingredient inside cookies.
The factory must control flavor, color, and aroma because customers expect the same cookie every time.
Now the ingredients are ready. The next challenge is turning them into dough.
Inside giant industrial mixers, dry ingredients are transformed into the dough that becomes every cookie. The mixing process must be controlled because texture begins here.
Too much mixing can change the structure. Too little creates inconsistency.
The goal is dough strong enough to survive rolling, cutting, baking, and cooling. The dough now moves toward the machine that creates the famous Oreo shape.
Rotating cutters create thousands of identical cookie pieces every minute. But the cookie is still missing the detail people recognize immediately.
The famous surface pattern is created by precision molds pressing into the cookie. That design is not only decoration, it is part of the product identity.
The dark cookies now look complete, but the most important layer is still missing.
Chapter 5 asks what is really inside the famous white center. Many people imagine fresh dairy cream, but the reality is more complex.
Modern sandwich cookie fillings are carefully balanced mixtures designed for stability and texture. The filling must remain sweet, smooth, and stable during storage and transport.
It must also create the same twisting experience people expect when opening the cookie. The filling is produced separately before being sent to the sandwiching machine. This is where two cookies become one. A machine deposits the same amount of cream onto every single cookie. The second cookie immediately joins from above, creating the famous sandwich. A small mistake repeated thousands of times would create enormous waste. Too much cream changes the balance. Too little changes the experience.
Sensors and automated controls keep every sandwich consistent.
This explains one of Oreo's biggest strengths: predictable experience.
But the cookie is still not ready for shelves.
The next challenge is creating millions of perfectly baked cookies.
Chapter 7 asks how millions of cookies can bake evenly without burning.
The answer is controlled heat.
Temperature, airflow, and baking time must work together perfectly.
A few seconds too long can change color, flavor, and texture.
A few seconds too short can create the wrong structure.
Industrial ovens create the same result across enormous production volumes.
But baking is not the final step. Cooling is just as important.
A warm cookie entering packaging could create moisture problems.
Cooling protects the crunch people expect when opening the package.
Now the cookie is complete, but the factory still has one major challenge.
The challenge is protecting millions of fragile cookies during transportation.
Packaging is not only about protection, it preserves the entire customer experience.
A broken cookie loses part of the experience before anyone even tastes it. Machines count, arrange, and seal cookies at incredible speed.
The package must survive factories, warehouses, trucks, and store shelves.
The Oreo experience begins before the first bite.
This is where manufacturing meets psychology.
People do not only buy ingredients, they buy expectations. Chapter 9 asks what makes Oreo different from thousands of other cookies. The answer is design, recognition, and a unique eating ritual.
The sandwich structure creates an experience beyond simple sweetness.
The famous twist became part of how people interact with the product. Other cookies focus on different experiences, but Oreo created a recognizable ritual. The factory creates the cookie, but the customer completes the experience.
But one question remains. Are Oreos simply harmless cookies, or something more complicated?
The answer depends on understanding what the cookie was designed to do. Oreos are processed snacks designed mainly for taste and enjoyment. They contain refined carbohydrates, sugars, and fats that create the familiar sweet texture.
But understanding the ingredients is different from creating unnecessary fear.
Like many snacks, the important factors are how often and how much people consume.
The factory creates pleasure and consistency, not a replacement for a balanced meal.
Knowing how a product is made helps people make more informed choices.
But the manufacturing story is still not complete. After packaging, cookies begin their journey from factory to customers.
The product must survive storage, transportation, and supermarket shelves.
The final experience begins when someone opens the package. The sound, texture, and appearance are all part of what people remember.
That memory is what turns a cookie into a global brand.
So what is the real secret behind the Oreo factory?
It is not just flour, cocoa, and cream. The real secret is precision.
Precision in ingredients creates the same dough every time. Precision in baking creates the same texture every time. Precision in filling creates the same cream experience every time. Precision in packaging protects the product until it reaches the shelf. The factory does not simply make cookies. It creates the same experience millions of people expect. Is Oreo one of the smartest food products ever created?
Or has the snack industry become too focused on engineering the perfect craving?
Subscribe to Behind What You Buy for more investigations into how the world's biggest products are made. Because every product has a hidden story behind the factory doors.